Tune in.
This is your Friday Night Lights podcast, photo and entertainment, and Middle Georgia sales and services.
Coke don't worry about Pepsi. I had to go see a man about a meal.
Look at here.
A-Town down.
And you better not lose.
Tune in.
Not so fast, my friend.
You better say it with your chest.
Come on now, shout it.
And you better not lose. Hey, you better watch your mouth now.
I am a Lego.
Better shut your mouth.
Yes, I am. I don't mean to interrupt. Better say it with your chest. Let's get it.
And you better not lose.
What's
going
good?
on,
What's
people?
good? What's going on now?
Chilling.
Hey, everybody.
Good evening.
Everybody doing good today?
Can't complain. It's overcast, but I'm good.
Can't complain.
For
We're
sure.
doing good.
You right on that. Ain't like anybody gonna listen anyway, right?
Yep. It won't matter. Won't do a bit of good. Won't pay not one bill.
So won't. Oh man, yeah, it just started back raining up here where I'm at.
Yeah, it was a torrential downpour about an hour ago. It stopped and looks like it's drizzling now. So we'll see. It's supposed to rain the rest of the week.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, I just need for it to clear up by Saturday. Move on up out of here before Saturday get here.
I think it's supposed to, but I don't even want to know.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't even
Anyway.
want to know. How was your Father's Day, fellas?
It was good. Mine was good. I can't speak on nobody else. But I was good, though.
Mine was good as well.
Oh, good.
Ate good, drank good, slept good.
That's all you can ask for.
For sure. Who got listening in today?
Yeah, tell us where you are, chat. Y'all come on in.
Uh-oh, what's going on, twin?
What?
Must not be a lot going on down in Cordell these days.
He came on. How you doing, twin? Good to hear from you.
Look, where his other half?
Hold on.
Well, hi, Jeremy. How
Hold
are
on.
you?
Hold on, Jeremy out of troll treatment.
I mean, you can get on the stream yard. You just can't post in the group.
Oh, okay.
His 30
Okay.
days almost up, though, I think.
Oh, okay. What's going on, Jay Money? But man, it's been some interesting stuff going down this week, boy. I tell you,
Especially this morning, like, whoa.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, where do
We
start?
seen that coming.
Yeah, we talked about it last week, just so
Yeah.
everybody know. Hold on, let me put it up on the screen, just so everybody know what we talking about. Well, one of them anyway. Just so everybody know what we talking about. This is what we talking about right here. This is what we talking about. So last week, a comment was made by myself saying, "Man, this gonna be Buford's last opportunity to be able to say that they won a state title in every classification in Georgia." And somewhere along the way, a comment about Rayola transferring to Buford came into play, which, in my mind, it makes Buford one of the 3 top teams in 7A to make a bid for state this year.
Mm-hmm. They're sitting at number 1 right now, if you ask me.
Okay, I can live with that. Now, it ain't many teams out there that can possibly dethrone them. Now, you do have to take into account Carrollton.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they got a number one quarterback in the class of 2026
Mm-hmm.
sitting over there.
True that.
You know, Mill Creek. Mill Creek gonna be. We gotta see what Mill Creek working with this year because I think it's gonna be a down year for Mill Creek, but we
Were
gotta
they
see.
very senior heavy last year?
Let me see something. I ain't gonna hold on now. Before I say that, let me make sure I verify some things. They starting quarterback is gone. That's for sure.
We'll
They
be
got
talking
their
about them anyway in the upcoming
yeah,
weeks.
yeah. They got the
Mm-hmm.
leader. Yeah, they got their leading rusher coming back, and top three receivers gone. And we know Caleb Downs is Caleb Downs. So
Hey, Deshaun, how are you? And hey, Paris, how are you? Deshaun said here the quarterback was transferring now. Are you talking about the one that came from East Caida? Or are you talking about
the one they
another one?
already had.
Yeah.
Well, they had just got that new one. That's what we talked about last week.
Yeah, the kid
Mm-hmm.
from East Coweta, who that's on. I mean, my thing is,
But Buford had always ran two quarterbacks in their programs anyway. So I could see it working. But if you make a move to a dominant football school like that, you're making that move to be quarterback number one. And now, this shakes up that whole strategy of
Mm-hmm.
who's going to be QB1.
I agree.
so this is one thing a lot of people forgetting about Buford. Buford is not a pass heavy team. They haven't been a pass heavy team in a few years. They've relied more on the run and pass just to keep you off, pass enough to keep you off balance.
Mm-hmm.
So do keep that in mind about Buford. But at the end of the day, though, me personally, I like the move. It gives the kid a chance to see some competition that he's possibly going to see when he gets into the SEC. So play at the highest level in the state of Georgia. Go ahead and prepare yourself. Don't be scared to lose no star because it ain't going to happen. Play your
So
senior season, graduate in December.
Ooh. So do you see you think Kirby has something to do with this?
No, I'm not going to say
Deshaun?
that. Nah, I'm not. I don't think it's curved because this is not the first time that a kid that's going to the University of Georgia family has uprooted from their home and moved and relocated to Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
You
Soon
know,
as
I mean,
Buford heard that guy was interested in coming to Georgia, transferred to a high school in Georgia to do his final year, I'm pretty sure Buford made
well,
contact that day.
here's the thing that here's a part of the conversation or puzzle that a lot of people are missing. The kid got ruled ineligible in Arizona and was gonna miss the first 5 games.
Oh, really?
Yeah. See, a lot of
Why?
people uh transfer rules in Arizona. He was gonna
Uh,
be ineligible for the first 5 games anyway in Arizona.
Yeah, like
Cause
this is his third high school.
yeah, because the kid came started out in Texas, played his freshman sophomore year in Texas, went to Arizona, played last year in Arizona. Something went down. No, he played at a different school in Arizona first. Moved to where he was at, Chandler out there, Chandler in Arizona, and somewhere along the way, his eligibility came into question. So he was going to have to sit the first 5 games of this year anyway.
mm. So he said, forget that. I just go come to Georgia early and make it do what it do. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean Georgia's not going to label him as ineligible. So why not? And just to be exact, to make So make sure I'm telling I got the story correctly. Um, let me see. What the heck? Where it go? Where's that paragraph at in this article? Um, da, da, yeah, played his junior season at Chandler, Arizona, and then he transferred to a school. He transferred from Chandler that he played at last year to a school called Pinnacle in Phoenix in February. And he was facing a possible 5 game suspension by the Arizona Association because of his transfer policy. So he was going to his yeah he was going to his third school anyway.
Ooh,
Buford just happens to be his fourth school.
well, that's gonna be interesting.
So
Early
yeah,
August.
so it is what it is on that one. So
And it
yeah,
goes to show you that nothing is guaranteed. So when you're making these moves for the best interest of your kid, unless that incoming school is promising you something, you know, make the best decision you can, but always think that stuff like this can happen.
Yes, it's a like I said. I think I said it today. It's a dirty game. When you play it, you know, you might get
so
burned.
yeah, but it is what it is. Like I say, parents moving to Georgia, they just, I mean, it's like a Shane. It's like you. All they doing is putting themselves in a position to attend their son's game next year. That's all they doing.
And
That's all they doing.
I can think of worse places to move to. You know.
Yeah. Now, also, what a lot of people don't realize is his dad is played in the NFL for 10 years.
Who's his dad?
His dad is a lineman. I, I know his dad is a lineman. I just forgot his full name. Uh, I want to say Dominic is his name,
Oh, oh, okay.
but yeah, Dominic Rayola played center. He was second round pick. Played for the Lions.
Oh, okay.
So them making the move is not a big deal because they got the money to make a bona fide move. Now,
Yes,
on top of
they
that,
do.
he has a younger brother that's in the 10th grade coming up behind him as a quarterback also.
Oh, Marika says no loyalty. Yeah, I can't disagree.
All right, Deshaun, this ain't nothing like the Jake Garcia situation that went down in Valdosta. The whole family up and moved. He didn't come out here with just the dad and the mom stayed behind in Arizona to work as a lawyer. Nah, they made the whole family's coming. The son, both sons gonna enroll in at Buford, and I'm assuming that they're gonna try and let the son come up through the Buford system as a quarterback also. And plus, I don't see these parents going on ESPN doing an interview and throwing their child under the bus by making a crazy statement as the Garcia family did.
Yeah, that was just stupid.
Yeah. So go back and watch the Title Town special on Netflix, and you'll understand what we're talking about. And plus, they ain't got no nubs up there anyway.
I wonder what Mr. Nub is.
Exactly. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting though to see what happens. Now, I got a question for y'all. Here's my question for y'all. So we talked about this before. Should the GHSA adopt NIL opportunities for high school students, for high school athletes?
I say I have to think about it. But uh, no, I don't think so. I just think and maybe it's me just being a mother hen, but I mean, I don't know. I'm conflicted. Part of me is like, get your money, man, but then another part of me is like, it can get so corrupt, and I just don't. They just too young for all that. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, I'm with you. Me personally, I don't think it's a good idea because one, you have no way of regulating, i.e., quote unquote, recruiting. This ain't gonna do nothing but make it even worse. Those programs with the deep pockets are gonna be able to pull in people at the same time. But the thing is though, with that is they're gonna have to get the GHSA is gonna have to get stricter on their so-called bona fide moves, transfers, and all that stuff. It's gonna have to get stricter. They're gonna have to tighten up on it in order for NIL to work.
If they start, I tell you one thing. If they do start, just watch for the Georgia State Legislature to get involved. If that does happen.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey,
Hola, my,
Jamie.
hola, my
What's going
familia.
on, Jimmy Wayne?
That's good.
Nothing much. Just got done
So,
talking about on Rayola.
Yeah. I don't even, I mean, 7A football, I don't feel sorry for them because it's nothing that Buford hadn't been doing. I have to feel sorry for um, Christian Langford out of East Coweta.
yeah, I agree. Mike just posed another question. What do you feel? Do you think that NIL deals should happen at the high school level?
If you want to see the question, all you gotta do is look on your phone screen. You should.
Who's gonna end up leaving, Jamie? The guy from East Caida? And hey, Jeffrey, welcome to the show. I don't know if anybody welcomed you yet. You think the kid from East Caida is gonna leave? Oh, okay. They got connection issues.
Jess,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry, I got cut off there, but I was speaking of Langford from East Coweta. Now, I
Yeah,
was backstage and I heard somebody say they think he's going to leave.
in the comments.
Yeah, but I think that's going to pose a problem for him. I know someone was telling me today that GHSA don't care as long as you don't go back to whatever school you're transferring from. But I would be real careful about that because it's hard to quote unquote make a bona fide move twice in 2 months, especially after a big time recruit come in. So
Well, here's the thing though. The school year ain't even started yet.
I ain't even started. But he made a move at the end of the school year.
Before school
Before
let
the
out, or
summer.
while,
Before the summer. Y'all didn't hear the story on that? From what I heard, and again, this is allegedly, I don't know facts on this, but I heard the kid didn't come to school one day, was sick, Mom said she was taking it to the doctor. Coaches and everybody calling to check on him. They don't answer the phone. They find out on Twitter that he's enrolled in Buford.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear that.
And I know in one of the groups that I'm in North Georgia, the mom came on and said, you know, people can say whatever she wants. She's doing what's best for her child, which any parent should. I have no beef with that. But if I'm the parent, I'm now going at the Buford officials and wondering, why did you allow us to come if you was going to seek quarterback talent elsewhere? Because we know Raiola ain't coming all the way from Arizona to compete. He not competing for nothing.
No, he's got it.
Yes. And you just got an offer from LSU as a sophomore, 2-year starter at East Coweta, and you come to Buford to be the man, and now you have to sit a year. I don't think that's going to be good for him.
No. So is the guy the quarterback from East Coweta, he's a junior?
Yeah, Rising Junior.
Yeah, Rising Junior.
And that's the thing that gets me though. Regardless of what's in front of him, he's gonna get his time, regardless, throughout the year.
You know, we not gonna do the Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless tonight. I'm gonna try to, but my thing is this. Again, I stand on what I said. Dylan Raiola is the top prospect, period. Not just quarterback. He's the top athlete coming out, high school athlete coming out in 2024. Okay. I'm okay with that. But my issue is I've been arguing this fact and I stand by it. And I like my receipts to be written. It's a different type of football that's played in Georgia than it is in Arizona. And you're playing in the highest classification. So
We said that.
yes, I just don't see him coming over here to Georgia and putting up numbers and doing things like what he used to do in Arizona.
Nah, he's not gonna have to do that when you understand the type of football that Buford plays. Buford doesn't air that thing out like that.
Because they hadn't had that type of quarterback. Let's be honest. They had subpar quarterbacks who was able to manage games because of the running backs and or receivers. They hadn't had that. And
they don't need it because they still got those back in, at Buford to help him manage the game. All he got to do is be a game manager and not turn the ball over.
If he's the number one prospect, I'm just thinking about this. If he's the number one prospect in the country, he's not going to want to do that, though, Mike. He's not just going to want to be a game manager.
That's not his game. The dude only put up 2,200 yards, about 2,200 yards last year? That's not his game.
Okay.
His freshman sophomore year put together was like 3,500 yards and like 42 touchdowns. That's not his game.
Okay, but all I'm saying is he didn't come here to be Trent Dilfer.
My thoughts exactly. Now, I have to give my brother Thirst another flower at this moment because he did propose an interesting question. If I'm not mistaken, Thirsty or Pedro, who's not with us tonight. But one of you brought up an interesting fact. Next year, we drop down to 6 classification. This is the last year that we will have 7. And Buford has won in every classification except for 7A. I think with this signing or this kid transfer, a bona fide move, or however you want to put it, I think Buford might just do something that nobody else in the state will ever say they was able to do. And that's win a championship in every classification. Mm-hmm. Now, it's a lot of football that has to be played, but with the transfer, because let's not mention, Buford got a 6'5", 300-pound defensive tackle came in also. Nobody's talking about.
Buford got some sticks over there, boy.
Yes. Now, here's something just to change the narrative of this Buford situation that I would like to bring to a lot of people's attention. Mike, while doing the rankings and the panel, we know we had Cass in 4A. I'm sorry, in 5A, we had Cass on the outside looking in. So, do we know that Cass has 2 offensive linemen that both was offered from Georgia this week? Nobody's talking about it.
Really?
Nobody's talking about it. But guess what? If I'm not mistaken, again, I don't know facts on this. I'll do my fact check. Maybe I can get with you all listeners and let you all know for sure. But if I'm not mistaken, they're not Cass products, though. So I'm thinking there's some move-ins. And Cass is sometimes known as that other school in Cartersville. But they are putting together a pretty good team. Made a little noise last year and think they might be doing something this year with 2 junior tackles that has been offered by the University of Georgia.
Well, we shall see. Welcome to the podcast, Tick.
Now, with all that being said, do understand Buford is sitting there with 2 5-stars already on the roster.
Yeah, I mean, I think last year was an anomaly, right? They weren't expected. They weren't expected to go out the way that they did, and they're gonna have that as a motivation too. Not that they need it with all these weapons, but I guess what I'm saying is,
Well, I'm just gonna throw it out there. I don't know how true this stat is, but if Buford, which it's hard for me to believe that Buford only barely threw for over 1,000 yards last year. I don't know how true that stat is, but if it is true, they rely heavily on Justin Hayes.
I mean, like, I can't believe you even questioned that. Like, of course, again, Buford's offense has always been, well, I can't say always been. I know 1 or 2 years where they had quarterbacks that was game manageable, that could get the ball in the hand of playmakers, receivers. But Buford offense has always been stud running backs. Again, I don't think you buy a brand new Corvette and not drop the top on a sunny day. Like, they ain't brought this kid here to sit there with the top up like it's raining outside.
Now, what you saying that?
Take the top off.
Now, what you saying that? Got to remember, they do have a KJ Bolden sitting over there, 5-star receiver.
Well,
do what you got to do.
Yeah, he'll probably be a DB. He's KJ Bolden. I liken him to the Caleb Downs of last year. He's a stud at the receiver, and a Travis Hunter the year before. He's a stud receiver when he get the ball in the hand, but really he's just an athlete that can make plays happen.
Yeah.
Antonio says Hayes was their workhorse. They are a run-heavy school. And he also said he moved to Buford to be closer to UGA. It doesn't matter what he does at Buford U.
Well, that was reading.
Go ahead, bro.
No, I was just gonna say that's a reason for the family to make the move, not him, but the family. They made that move to get in position.
Yeah,
that's all they did.
Tick, man, big ups to your Northeast Raiders, man. They came down to Peach County today. I gotta say that Nick Warford is as advertised, man. That kid is special.
Good to hear. Expecting big things out of East Macon.
And all 3 teams today look real good. So now,
that's what Mo said.
Yeah. With that being said, going back to this situation, last year I don't think Buford was going to win 7A. And if you all remember, I called it a week before. I said Carrollton would beat them, and it ended up being Walton or somebody?
Yeah, Walton.
Yeah, but I knew Buford wouldn't play for the state championship last year. Like I said, I don't see nothing and nobody standing in the way of Buford playing for a state championship with this University of Central Buford that they have established up there in the center of Buford, Georgia. Like, this is ridiculous. And DHSA, I saw our sis share with us about a team in South Carolina where schools are just forfeiting, don't even want to play this school. Like, I don't see GHSA just keep sitting on their hands, allowing this to just happen, man.
I think I eventually, especially if they start with this NIL stuff, at some point I don't be surprised if the Georgia legislature gets involved. If you know uh, any particular team is affected and they got legislators, yeah, they might. You don't be surprised, is all I'm gonna say.
Okay, here's my thing. Let's go to the NBA. I'm sorry. Everybody remember it. It's the interview. You know, the great interview where LeBron James decided to take his talent to South Beach. I think that ruined basketball as what I knew basketball to be. Everybody want to pile up on super teams and all of this. Well, guess what? That stops after next year. The NBA said enough for it. You know, they got a bargain agreement on the table right now that goes into effect after next season, where you're not going to be able to sign these double max 2 guys and stuff like that, superstars playing with each other. That's finna stop. And I just do not see high school football that's just not the same. If you're not a school that's allowed to do this recruiting or a private school, let's just go back and look at what's been going on the last
3, 4 years, 5 years of high school football. If you're not a recruiting school or a private school, you're not winning the championship.
Well, what just happened with the sound?
I don't know.
Okay, y'all heard that too. Heard the little beep, and then it went real, and it got real low.
Yeah. Yo,
Okay.
are you talking? You still talking?
No,
Hey, Shakira.
like I said, I just don't see them continuing to let this happen. And I hope Mike heard me when I say the last 5 or 6 years, if you're not recruiting or private school, you're not winning the state championship.
Okay.
Hey, family.
So,
Hey.
What's going on, Kira?
what's going on
Yeah.
here?
They were talking about in South Carolina, what was the name of the school? I can't remember, but I mean these people were really up in arms because they said they were just tired of them just beating the brakes off of everybody, and they didn't want to play them. They're really thinking about forfeiting, and they were just talking about what they needed to do. And I just kind of chimed in and told them about what they do in Georgia, the multiplier rule, which has helped some. I don't know how much, but it just makes people circumvent the system even more. Because at some point, even if you do have to play up, if you got all these workhorses, that don't make much difference.
All right. So, what we got up on the screen right now? Some former USFL president proposing spring high school football league. I don't see it happening. I really don't. In 12 cities, and one of those 12 cities being Atlanta.
Is Atlanta.
I don't see it. I don't see it happening.
No. You
There's
might
two
be able to
reasons.
pull that somewhere else, but not in Georgia. Go ahead.
Two reasons. Two reasons I don't see it happening. One, track. Number 2, you're putting yourself at risk. At
You
an
got early
unnecessary risk.
enrollments too.
True.
Yeah. But I mean, this ain't gonna be for seniors though. This is gonna be early enrollment. Oh, you talking about for college, right?
Yeah. Most
Yeah.
most D1 players usually leave right after Christmas break.
Yeah. See, this ain't even gonna be for those seniors that's graduating. This for 8th through 11th graders, basically. But I mean, don't get me wrong. This you can't treat football like you can basketball and or baseball, and even track. You can't treat it the same.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Yeah, it can't be a year-round sport.
Yes, the physical toll they bodies take.
Right.
You can't just do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
And
right,
that's why I
Marika.
don't see this happening.
Baseball too. Marika said baseball too.
For what, NIL or the
No, she
spring?
was just saying in the spring
Oh,
you
yeah,
got
yeah.
baseball too. So
Yeah. Fact. But I don't even see this. I don't see this taking off. If it does take, because they trying to get top recruits to come out and play. If you read the article, trying to get top recruits to come out and play, travel team across throughout these 12 cities. I don't see it.
No, that's a recipe for disaster.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And if I
It's
had a
not
star
good.
athlete, I would recommend no, you cannot play in that league.
No.
Ain't no need to talk about this one no more because I think we all in agreement on it.
Tig had a question. How good is Buford's defense?
Good.
They got one of the best safeties coming out this year, and KJ Bolden. Just brought in 300-pound, 6'5" defensive tackle who's gonna be a 5-star. Like, go on and on. It's Buford.
Yeah, they
Jamie,
got some
why do
former
you
five
say
stars sitting over
Buford's
there.
gonna? Jamie, why are you saying Buford's gonna end up getting banned from the playoffs? I don't see that.
No, Buford makes sure all their stuff is legit. You can trust and believe that. And they got the
Okay.
money to support everything.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't been
Every
to their school and haven't seen their facilities, go see it. They
every T
seriously
cross,
legit.
every T cross, every I dotted. They don't play.
But the city of Buford itself is like small. Don't think that all of these kids. I saw y'all cousin say in the comment that Buford was homegrown until last year. Like, boy, stop.
We
It
ain't
ain't
gonna even go
even
there now.
it ain't even enough high school kids in Buford to be considered a 7A school. In the city of Buford, it's not. And if you turn a cartwheel out of Buford driveway, you right at North Gwinnett High School. If you run right across the interstate, you right at Peachtree Ridge. Like, it ain't like this area is just so congested that Buford has gotten all this talent. Like, be for real. It's something that they're doing. They are legit with it. They keep their, like y'all say, they keep their fingers crossed and everything dotted and everything going the way it's gonna go. But if you ask me, I think because of your modern days of California and your the school IMG and Miami Central and those traditional powerhouses of Florida, I think the GHSA is okay with allowing a Buford to be who they are, to try to compete with those type schools.
I
That's
think
why I
we
think they allow that.
I think we're missing a vital point right now in this conversation.
Which is
Y'all do Buford petitioned to move up anyway.
Yeah. I mean,
That's the biggest part of all this.
Mike,
Buford
listen,
wanted to move up.
yeah, but
Yeah.
Mike, they're not Macon County saying, "Oh, I want to move up and play in 3A." You know what I'm saying? Buford is petitioning to move up because Buford know what Buford is doing. And again, Buford is out to set history to become the only team in the state to win a championship in every classification. Again.
No, I'm with you on that. I'm only bringing that up because of this. It could be a drug deal they got going on with the GHSA. How can they
They
got a
got
drug deal
some kind
going
of
on?
honeymoon phase or something because they
Yeah,
never get
yeah,
talked about or looked at from GHSA.
yeah.
But
okay.
I
So
think
Marika said Buford changed uniforms out of 707. You know that legit.
Yes, I don't know if y'all heard about that, but said the first game that they played had one uniform on, came out the next game looked like a whole different team with a completely different uniform on.
Let me tell you, when my son played travel ball when he was in like 7, 8 year old age, and we used to play Buford up there in Winder and all those areas for travel ball.
Hmm.
Buford had my son team beat Buford little team one time. When they came back, them kids had different helmets on their head. They had the same jerseys at the same team we beat the first time, but they had all these different color helmets.
Hmm.
Buford had came back with some different kids and tore our behinds up.
Hmm.
And they've been doing that ever since. They did it in travel ball and they're doing it now in high school.
Well, I
Shoot, they
lived
only
in the
play a
area.
national schedule.
Yeah, I lived in the area for 15 years. I saw what that program has done. I saw from single A to double A on up to where they are now. And I'm telling you, something ain't right that goes on up there. I think again that they allow Buford this leadway so you have that team that you can stand on because every state got them. I don't care what the state is. It used to be Hoover over in Alabama. Now I think it don't kind of went towards Thompson. Yep, Prattville. I think it don't went towards Thompson and
Auburn.
Auburn used to have it. Phoenix City, Central Phoenix City. I think Thompson and Central Phoenix City had it a couple of years, and now Auburn, like Shan said, Opelika. You know, all these schools, you got that one traditional just powerhouse. And I think GHSA is okay with Buford doing what they're doing because they've granted them that opportunity to be that school.
But you got to, give the benefit too. You know, Buford don't only do this in football. Baby. You know, if you check out their other sports, they're contenders in basketball and everything. Yeah, so you know, you're gonna see Buford have a track team. You're gonna see them have a basketball team in the finals.
Hopscotch. They win that too. I mean,
it's in their every sport. The system and their school system is designed to get the best of the best athletes and to present that school with, you know, what they present the school with. I mean, they do it in every sport. You go to basketball, they gonna get you gonna be up there guarding 6'5", 6'6", 6'8" girls on the girls basketball team. They get them.
They're I mean, it's their location too. They're in a nice location. They can glom from a lot of places. You know what I mean? So, and kind of get away with it. Yes, Deshaun. Deshaun said like Lee County. I remember when everybody played them for homecoming. I do too. Lee County was terrible.
Okay, Lee County. Fabrizio's down there. Buford coach Brian. Do y'all know Buford coach name? I'm sorry. Do anybody know Buford's coach name, Brian Applin?
Nope.
Okay. Do you call them coaches or are they just talent scouts?
They scouts for sure.
What are you stupid?
I'm just asking. Like, do you know the difference between a coach? Give me what I got walking through my hallways, and let me coach them up. Let me produce players out there on that field. Phil Jackson, considered one of the greatest coaches, but yet and still arguably have coached 4 or 5 of the best people in their position, respected positions. I don't see that as a coach, man. I don't see that as a coach. Give me Lenny Wilkins who can take any team. Give me Greg Popovich who can take any team. You know what I mean? I'm tired of people like Applin and Fabrizio building teams and everybody thinking that they can coach. That's not coaching to me. The legendary Coach Abrams, that's a coach.
You right. Tell them again.
Oh, y'all stupid.
It bothers me because these coaches are getting their flowers and acting like they're doing something. But take Applin and put him on Southwest DeKalb. Put him on Decatur High School and turn that program around. Now I call you a coach.
Yeah, go to Redan Stone Mountain.
Go to Redan High School.
Forget that. Take the job at Stone Mountain right now. It's still open. Take the job at Cross Keys. It's still open.
Look at what's that other school? Towers. The school in Atlanta, the Sucky school. Towns. Is it Towns?
Towers.
Yeah. Build the towers up, and you're gonna make me a believer.
That's my whole thing.
Y'all funny.
Tick, you're right. They are the IMG of Georgia, Buford. And I think the
They really
GHSA
are.
is
And
cool with
Marika
that.
Marika, they see
Marika
your
asked
son.
a
They gonna try to
question
recruit him
earlier.
too.
Should they play a national schedule?
I think so.
If they
They
do what
will.
they do, they should. And I
Yeah,
don't see why they wouldn't want to.
I
Because
really do think
he's
so.
he's an athlete and he's very smart. And he's smart. You know what I mean? He's gonna make good decisions on the field. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
wouldn't be surprised.
During the scrimmage today, got a eighth grader rising ninth grader coming over. Was on about the 35, 40-yard line, dropped back and threw a dime to the back of the end zone strike. And I looked over at somebody and I said, now whose son was that? And you ought to saw the smile on her face, and it was well deserved. The kid is special, man. And that was against Hoko's defense. And Hoko has a pretty good defense.
Marika, don't let him go no Buford. You keep him in the valley.
No,
She won't.
y'all know he ain't going that far north.
That's a good question too, Tick. Tick as it asked though, is it their fault they've landed sweet gigs?
Y'all, any self-respecting
Because
man.
they know somebody?
There you go, Marika, black and gold, baby. But here's my thing on that,
That's
Tick.
right.
Here's my thing. How dare I put you and I on the track? I give myself a 10-yard head start. I beat you in the 100-yard dash, and I want to brag and boast about how good I am. No, it's not your fault that you got a team that you have, but it is your fault when you got your chest poked out like we on top of the world, we this and we that, when you know that you got an advantage over 90% of the schools in the state of Georgia. Like, where did that make sense at? Cedar Grove. I'm sorry.
Sound like you're crying. Sound like you're crying because you ain't won a state championship in so long.
Look,
I'm sorry.
Cedar Grove taking notes. They ain't hating on Buford. They taking notes.
Nah, they baby Buford. Why would they take? They falling in their dang footsteps.
They
All
taking
the
notes, baby.
difference is nobody's doing it because they decide they want to go somewhere and win. It ain't because of the money. I tell you that much. And if they
All I want to
decide,
know is what Cedar Grove got Buford for Father's Day. Goddamn, that's all I want to know.
them same little kids at Gresham and what's the other one?
But
The other part over there.
man,
They
y'all say what you want to say.
hey man,
It sound like you're crying right now.
they
Hey,
gonna say, oh, nah, I'm saying let them enjoy it. Let them enjoy it. Cause they be like, hey man, did you see all that money Future got at Columbia? Let's go head over there.
that
Then
way it
you ain't
going
gonna hear
next.
about City Group.
Tito,
That
you
way
need
it
some
going
tissue.
next.
Tito, you
Oh
need some
yeah,
tissue.
oh yeah. Give me some tissue because I am crying about it. You know why I'm crying? Because I just left a scrimmage game on my alma mater, my high school. All my alumni,
Alumni.
alum,
No, you're not a woman. You're an alumnus or
alumnus.
an alumna.
See, that's why
You're
I
an
love my
alumna.
baby because she gonna get me right. So, where I'm an alumnus at, and I'm looking at 5'8", 5'9", 6 feet guys walking through the hallway, parents born and raised in this county of Peach, playing on that team. And guess what? We got a tradition of winning with that same formula. Now, looking at these other schools that 90% of their team play ball somewhere else in middle school, yeah, I'm crying. I like Kleenex too. I don't like that Charmin and stuff when I wipe my nose. I want something soft because I'm crying.
Shit, I'm gonna get you some
That's a
puffs so
word
you can
violin.
Oh,
You
there
play
you
the
go.
violin.
I'm gonna get you some puffs so you can stay lubricated
There you go. Give me
with
some
the
pro
lotion.
with the lotion in it.
I
That's
don't
the
want you
ugliest
having.
violin I ever heard, though. I tell you that much.
Well, I tell you,
Hell, mom.
stop that crying. Stop that crying and win. That's all I gotta say on that.
You can't, bro. You can't. Like I said, bro. I mean, I'm 44 years old last week, and I still think I'm probably a 4'6", maybe getting close back to a 4.5 if I get out there and run a little bit.
But,
Ooh, baby.
but we ain't talking. But we ain't
Hey.
talking about how many licks it takes to get to the center of Cicero Park. Now.
That don't take me but two. One, two. But
No, baby.
like I said,
If
I'm
you got them skills,
probably in a good day, stretched and warmed up, can probably touch a high 4.5. But ain't no way I ain't gonna cry if I got to get out there on the field.
you're gonna cry and throw up your doggone lungs.
Yeah, probably if I got to run. But like I said, ain't no way I ain't gonna not cry if I'm lined up with another 44-year-old man, and because I know I'm running a 4.5, 4.6. I got to give him a 20-yard head start. Nah, man.
I'm about a 5.3, 5.4. I'm about a 5.3.
Man, that's all I'm gonna say. Bishop Sycamore. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, yeah, Bishop Sycamore. That's all I gotta say on that. So, moving on.
4.5 and what?
I'm about a 4.6 on a good day, 4.5 in the 40, man.
Oh, in the what? In the 20?
And the 40-yard dash, man.
But anyway, best team in 5A right now. Going into summer practice, best team in 5A.
Yes, let's move on to this 5A because I'm sure there are a lot of Warner Robins fans that are wondering what in the world and why in the world are they all the way at number 7?
First off, let me say I disagree with that, but go ahead on.
Yes, that'll teach you to be late.
Be on time.
So, I will preface this, and we say it every week. This is a way too early prediction, just based off of things, and we understand that rosters change and they're fluid, especially at the high school level. So if you see your team at a certain position, please don't get up in arms. This is merely an opinion piece, and of course, everybody does not agree. Isn't that right, Jimmy Wayne?
Yes, ma'am, that's right.
With that being said, let me pop me a cold Pepsi.
Coke don't worry about Pepsi.
Sure don't.
Tell them again, Shay.
Y'all crazy.
Whoa, you've been very disrespectful now.
I'll tell you, Yo had them at number 2, but he was overruled. That'll teach him to be late.
It'll show. I mean, because again, understand, my sister couldn't put it any better. This is way too early. Preseason ranking done by the Friday Night Lights podcast crew. Not to say anything. We got a formula of how we come up with this. This is for entertainment purposes only. If you got your panties in the ward, just pull them out. So, like I was saying,
this is what it's here for. Let's talk about it.
Talk about it. Speak your piece. But
tell me what I'm wrong.
Warner Robins has the same team you saw on that field that took them to the state championship game, minus Vic Burley, but has a defensive end who just got an offer from Georgia this summer, who is not better, but just as good. I guarantee you Warner Robins will be the best, if not the second best team in 5A before the season is over.
I'll put them at 4. Once the season starts, I'll put them at 4.
I agree. I think it's Creekside to lose because they've been on the cusp for years.
I think 2 teams on here now. Number 1, Dutchtown at 9. I definitely wouldn't have them that high. Jones County will be a better team than Dutchtown, and again, Warner Robins, Jones, and Dutch all are in the same region, which makes for an interesting region. But the 2 teams on here that I see that can be a surprise that maybe want to give Creekside and Warner Robins fit, it's going to be Kale at 3 and Jefferson at 8. Those 2 teams will be real good in 5A this year.
I'm looking for the surprise to come from Coffee. And
Oh
speaking
yeah,
of them, they just won a 7-on-7 today as well. So
yeah. It's good
um
observance, babe. That's a good
yeah.
Shout
pick.
out to you.
So
That's a good.
they're bringing back the majority of their team. They played very well last year with a young team. All the athletes don't bought in with the new coach. He's been there. This is third season. So
Mhm.
I'm expecting Coffee to be in their rhythm and grinding this year.
They're very,
Jones
very respectable third round exit. So yeah,
Jones overrated tick. Explain.
you might know.
Explain.
Cause they got all them folks in gray at Northeast. That's why.
Good point. Now, I don't know if there's any of our Ware County, Jessup, Georgia listeners. I am right about Jessup down in Ware County, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yup.
but if you all are wondering why you all are at 6, I think the news that was broke this summer is enough for you all to understand. So I don't think Ware should have much of a fight on why they are 6th.
O'Neal, we hadn't heard from him in a minute.
Yeah,
He's down there from Ware
Ware
County.
County.
You
Yeah,
said Jessup. Jessup is Wayne County.
it is. Where is
Waycross.
Waycross? There we go. And big
But
up Wayne County, man. Hell of a running back down there.
what classification is Wayne County? Are they 4A?
4A. Yeah, we had
Okay.
them ranked in top 10 in 4A. So now
Yeah.
Creekside, I think, was pretty good last year. And you said it, Jess. They've been right there at the door. I could see them having that breakout year. But again, I just don't think they're gonna have enough. I think with Langston Hughes being put in that area, kind of affect Creekside. So I just think they don't get over the hump this year. Again, 5A state championship, but it's not
Oh,
coming from Warner Robins. I'm looking at Jefferson or Kale.
You don't think Creekside got the stick this year to do what they need to do? Did I just hear that? Did I just hear
He don't know the stats. He don't know the stat Thursday. He missed it. Remember?
I guess. Well,
Thirst know I'm gonna do my own research, and I have nothing to say because let's just give flowers. Thirst, you do a hell of a job with researching for these rankings, and if y'all don't understand the work that he put in, listeners, he do a hell of a job. Again, I know Creekside they had a nice team last year. They're bringing that back. I just said that. My thing is, I just don't think they have enough. When I say enough, I'm not talking about players on the field because we all know that it ain't always the best team that wins. You got to put all of that together. It's a formula for winning championships. That's coaching. That's the mentality. That's the players. That's the buying in. All of that has to be done to win that championship. And I just don't think Creekside has got over that hump just yet.
well, I'm gonna tell you like this: it is win is state or bust for Coach Dixon.
Well, I hate that he bust them.
That's what it is over there.
hey, Mr. Robert. And going back to what Antonio was talking about with regard to Jones County, and then y'all get back to Creekside. He said the only weapon Jones County has is Zion Rogers, and he's itty bitty. And he said we only play East making players love. I know. I just had to put that in there. Y'all joke.
It's Zion Reagan, and yes, Zion Reagan is. If you look at that kid look like he should be in elementary school somewhere. But
the Joker is fast.
that Joker is lightning.
Yeah,
And they also have another receiver over there that's just as good. I'm not really sold on Judd yet. They starting QB. I think the backup is actually better, in my personal opinion, and I'm pretty sure Tick might agree with that. But let's not forget that he is a Miami commit, University of Miami commit. Oh, I know he has an offer. I'm not sure if he has committed to Miami, but Jones County will be a better team than what they were last year.
Do they have? They don't have a new coach this year, do they?
No, they kept they boy. They did bring in Northside former head coach Ellie Good as they AD.
As AD.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's the
that was good.
AD. But it'll be interesting because Jones County will play Peach County this year.
Yes,
So
ma'am, they will.
if you're
So we
looking to
gotta go
see
to
how
the
Jones
parking
gonna
lot this
be,
year. We
yeah,
gotta go to the parking lot.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah. I can go up there, and they play Northside at the isn't it Northside they play at Mercer, Jones County.
Jones played
they played
Northside,
them
yes.
last year. They
Yes,
playing
they
them
will
again.
yes, they will start the season off with Northside.
Yeah, it's a classic. So it's Northside, Jones County, Mary Persons, and
Northeast.
Northeast.
And I'm telling you right now, I like Jones and Northeast in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Now don't get me wrong. Mary Person does have the best running back in the state of Georgia. I'll put that argument up against anybody. But it's just not going to be enough with that kid right, that kid left, and that kid out the backfield on screen passes.
The backup is better. What backup, Tick? You
The
talking about?
backup for Jones County at the quarterback. I agree. He's definitely better than Judd Anderson, I think his name is. They starting QB.
We play football at East Macon. Okay. Yeah, that's one of the things y'all do so enough. Play football. Y'all do a lot.
I seen it today, T. I agree. Y'all got a pretty good team for AA ball. There's no reason why it shouldn't be competitive in East Macon like it was last year. I think Northeast make a bigger run than what they did last year. Y'all know I'm sold on Carver Columbus this year, but Carver better beware. Fitzgerald has to come to Macon this year. It's not going to be down in Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald better beware. Like, Northeast has a great team. And big ups to that number 11 Tick, wide receiver, standing at about 6'3", 6'4", or something, but the kid can ball.
Good thing. Good stuff. Yeah, Fitzgerald. I heard Fitzgerald has a great line, so it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I seen him on Twitter. Well, what you call it? I had him on Twitter with him. Going what the name is? I forgot his name.
Who's that?
Mark.
No, he used to be at Pecan. What the name?
Todd Cooper. Coach Cooper.
Yeah, Coach Cooper. Yeah, Coach Cooper had him on there with him on Twitter.
Okay. Well, big up Purple Hurricanes. So, they come to Macon this year, Fitzgerald. Or Fitzgerald, they go to Fitzgerald.
Who, Northeast?
Uh-huh.
No, Fitzgerald come up here.
Oh.
Yeah, they went down to Fitzgerald last year and took Fitzgerald. They lost by 1 or 2 points.
They lost by a point or
Yeah.
two.
Yeah, it was 1 point.
Yeah.
It was a field goal, extra point.
Yes, Fitzgerald better be on alert this year. I can tell you that. I saw that with my own eyes today. Northeast has a pretty good team.
Can we get back to 5A?
Yes, we can. So, who we got? Nobody
We got
mentioned-
Cartersville at 2. We already done talked about Creekside.
Cartersville. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
There was some questions about Kale. Y'all tell me why Kale is number 3.
But you're gonna make me go back to my seat, huh? Okay.
Don't go
so
back.
Evidently, I'm back at my seat now. So
I thought so too. They go to Fitzgerald.
So basically, they got one of the best quarterbacks in 5A. That's off the rip. If you don't believe me, go look at his numbers. Because as we say, numbers don't lie, right?
No.
All right. Now,
What's the numbers, Mike?
so do it. Oh, for last year, this kid came in as a junior and threw for 2,600 yards and 24 touchdowns. So they got experience at the quarterback spot. Running back, bringing back 3 of their top rushers at running back. Not losing nothing at that level of play. Receiver, they leading receiver last year was a freshman. If that doesn't speak volumes to you.
Okay.
Had over 320 yards more than the senior receiver. That's number 2 on the list. 600 yards more than the senior behind that senior. So that ought to tell you, they were young last year. They gained a lot of experience last year. They on the rise this year. That's just on offense by itself.
Jessica,
Yes.
in 15 minutes, I want you to close us out.
The foot, at least 18. All right, defensive wise, not losing much. They're only losing 3 of their top players on defense from last year. So they had a lot of underclassmen, i.e., juniors and sophomores, that played at a minimum 9 games. So they got depth coming in this year, or shall I say, they got experience coming in this year on defense.
I like them at 3. I
I got them as my surprise upset. So
But bottom line is, don't be shocked at Kel this coming year, this season. Don't be shocked at all.
Are
And
they
do
playing
keep in
in the
mind,
Corky Cal this year? Are they playing in August in the Corky Cal?
always.
Mm-hmm. We'll get
Now,
to check them out then.
yeah. Now, do keep in mind, they did who they lost to last year in the playoffs, Calhoun, who ended up losing to Ware County. So Kel is going to be a dark horse. I ain't going to say a dark horse, but they're going to catch some people by surprise this year. And they coming out of a week. The only thing that's going to hurt them is they're coming out of a week region.
So you predict at least you predict they'll be playing on Thanksgiving.
That 3rd round? Yeah, they should this year.
Okay.
Yeah, they should this year because they lost in the region to who they lost the region to? Cambridge. That's who they lost in the region. They lost the region title to Cambridge. But Cambridge ain't gonna do
I was
crap
about to
this year.
say Cambridge will not be the same this year.
Yeah, so they're gonna win the region. But I think I know me and Yo agree they're coming from a weak region.
Yes.
But as long as you know what though, I just thought about something now that I look at it. Ooh. They either gonna play Cartersville or Calhoun in that 2nd round, regardless.
I like them to beat either one of them this year.
But yeah, they got to get. But they should. But they gonna make jumps this year though. Calhoun, we ain't gonna talk too much about it because I understand the sensitivity behind it. But bottom line is,
We can talk about them. We're mature.
nah.
Yeah, talk about.
Speak for
Bottom line
yourself.
we know Calhoun is gonna play good, sound, fundamental football, and that's what's gonna carry them through at a minimum the 2nd round. So that's the only thing we need to really speak much on Calhoun. We don't have any reason for them not to be at a minimum in the top 5 as of today in 5A. Coffee should make strides this year. It's in that 5 though. And, build on what they did last year. I don't see why they can't or why they shouldn't. And let me see what we got. We already spoke on where. Bottom line with Warner Robins is new coach. That's one thing for me. And then the second thing for me is, and they fans ain't going to like to hear this, your quarterback play got to improve.
And you got to realize right now, outside the quarterback and the D lineman that got some offers, you really don't have a lot of star power. So a lot of kids will be making a name for themselves playing this year. So, so you'll see, new faces in new positions or in positions that they got to step up in. So,
When it comes to Warner Robins, I got 3 words for y'all. Are you ready for it?
What you got?
Yes.
Bona fide moves. And yes, I did separate the word bona fide. Warner Robins has some bona fide moves, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Now, when are you forgetting how we made this poll?
No,
We
no, no,
are
no. No, no,
no
no,
listen
no.
to me. No, listen to me. Hear me out now. Y'all done did all this talking earlier. Let me get I want to hear myself talk now. We doing this poll based on us or these teams coming out of spring, going into the summer. Before we get knowledge of anything. Going off of what was done last year and what we anticipate them having coming back. Not including transfers because rosters aren't fully built yet.
Understood.
Now
It's
we
the
coming back out with a new poll and some things might get moved around, but way too early.
yeah,
Okay,
this
I
is a
understand.
prediction.
Now
Yeah.
that's true, and I agree with you, Thirst, because that is the formula we use here at FNL. But here's the thing that I'm saying: although we're using that formula, at some point, knowing information that we know, like we'll soon do 7A, and if you
Yeah.
look at the type of talent that Buford lost 7A, is probably not going to have them at number one, right or wrong.
But you're
So,
right.
do we look at the fact that we know what Buford has done and not give them their flowers to say, oh shit, I know this is way too early, but
I mean, well, you know what? We ain't got no choice but to do that because we took flowers from Ware County.
exactly.
But you got to understand too, yo, regardless of the bona fide moves, I mean, unless you're talking about some 4 and 5 star athletes, they still got to prove themselves.
Agreed. But I remember the argument with Peach County of us losing our quarterback and bringing in another quarterback. And my whole argument with that was we're not bringing in a guy who sat on the bench and didn't play. You know, these kids have played. They got a running back from a county not far over. That kid has played 2-3 years. You know, they got people that has played. That's my issue. So I have no problem with the rankings. You know, I'm just speaking my opinion on what I know has happening throughout the state. But I know how we come up with this ranking is the reason why the podcast crew know that I'm okay with what we released today.
Because you know that and in the end, it's going to be different.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Come August, it's gonna be different. Come August.
And that's every classification, not just 5A, nor 3A, or in the Buford in 7A. Every classification from our initial rankings will probably change.
I still want to put this out there on Warner Rock, and I'm doing my best to pronounce it right. One again, like I said, you got a new coach. Mr. Reese got to stay healthy and improve on what he built on last year, and he got to utilize I don't know how you pronounce the name, Cannon, something like that, receiver slash quarterback.
Cannon,
So,
Isaiah
yeah,
Cannon.
yeah. So they got those two. They got to lead the offense, but Reese got to stay healthy. And then we have no idea who your running back gonna be this year.
Gunnings.
Huh? Who?
Gunnings.
Gunning?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you lost a lot on defense. Now they did lose a lot on defense, and that last year defense didn't give up a lot of experience to the underclass.
Boy, you lost the defense in one player, if you ask me.
Yeah, and then that's the last question: is who replaces Vic Burley? But we got an idea who's gonna replace him, but still.
Yeah.
So, but bottom line is, like I said, we already said way too early. Jefferson, we know about Sammy Brown. No, that needs to be said about that. Flip a coin for Dutchtown, Jones County. Just so happened Dutchtown won the coin flip.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, that's how that went down.
That's it.
But I think we do agree, though, that one region with Warner Robins, Dutchtown, Jones County is going to be one of the toughest regions in 5A. You know,
I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Yeah.
And I would say whoever wins that region would probably be a Final Four team for sure.
I can
We
agree with
already
that.
we already know who's gonna be number one next week.
Oh, definitely.
We already
Oh, a
know.
6A?
Yeah, definitely.
We
I don't
already
know
know.
now.
That's
Who's gonna be number one
Mike
that week?
Langston. We
Langston
already
Hughes.
know.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Langston Berry.
We shall see. We shall see.
Gainesville said they got something to say about that.
Who?
And I believe they will.
Who?
Gainesville.
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 Hey, let them talk. That's all I can say. You can say whatever you want to say. Ain't nothing in 6A touching Langston Hughes.
We gonna see about that.
Mm.
We shall see. That's all I
But
can
the
say.
poll will be released on Monday.
Yes, sir.
So the question is, who gonna be number one in 7A?
Man,
Any
yes.
crystal balling going on?
Yeah,
It'll be.
that's gonna be a highly debatable one, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you ask me off of what's returning, I got three possibles. Like I said, it's hard to take away from what Buford has done, trying to not look at what's returning, but Colquitt and the fact that Nakar and the tight end and the quarterback and the secondary is still there. You know, all I know is Charlie Pace it was saying that they lost at the running back.
Yeah.
I like Colquitt with what they got returning. And how could you not look at what Carrollton had over there? And
They better than
all of
last.
that is coming back.
They better than last year.
Every team is gonna be better last year. All four
I'm talking
teams we
about.
talking about right now gonna be better than last year.
Yeah, I'm just saying, is Concord better than last year? I'm trying to debate if I want to pay that $30 ride down the road. Then
Colquitt is gonna be Colquitt. Like that's something that we can go
And
down. Like we said, Mo. The Colquitt County is going. I'm sorry. What is Colquitt?
Colquitt.
Colquitt.
Colquitt. There we go. Colquitt
It sound
County is
like
gonna be Colquitt County.
it
Like
And it's
sound
hard
like
to beat Colquitt County in the hog pen. I'm just tell you
yes,
right on.
yes.
I bet all the folk gonna have that hog. I mean that
Some
cowbell like you.
cowbells.
mm.
Is it
No, they
still?
don't need it. They whole visitor section is
Home
the
team.
is our section. Is the our people, our culture
That I was
section.
going to say. Is it still divided?
Yeah, they still sit on the other side.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh well. But I am making plans. I still got my plans on for September 29th to watch some Peach Color get paid.
Okay, but Mo, I say go watch because them boys need that. They need that confidence and they need that support. Because who knows,
Definitely.
they might shock us and take care of them hogs at home. I have been talking some junk to my classmates. So
This is
What you
different.
going to do that for, Shan? We ain't got no. Hold on. First off, let me say, I'm Peach County through and through. Man, we ain't got no business going out there bothering them folk, man.
look, I'm talking junk regardless.
But I'm gonna tell you like this: this team, this Peach County team, is a totally different from last year.
I definitely agree. But guess what?
Man, you know
It's
what?
still Colquitt County,
Man, you
regardless.
know what?
In the
I'm
hallway.
gonna I'm gonna say this because we say this every year. 7-on-7 is nice and dandy. Just remember, you ain't got no defensive lineman coming at you.
Yep.
You ain't taking
They
no
did.
hits
They
when you
did.
catch the
Yeah,
ball.
They
yeah,
did
That's
it's
today.
all
a
I'm gonna say
different.
on that.
Yeah,
They
That's
did
all I'm gonna
today.
say on that. Don't get me wrong, 7-on-7 is beneficial for quarterback receivers, but keep in mind, you ain't got no lineman coming at you. Y'all ain't taking
Well,
no hit.
only thing I would say in defense on what Mo is speaking on, we see what
We
our team is doing because we are actually doing padded counts right now. We in
we
OTAs. It's not 7-on-7. We got ones on ones.
Yeah.
don't know who's listening. Better go back and check that calendar.
Their week is next week, and it's supposed to kick off after that. So we're not full pads. So it's okay to have what we got going on, long as you're not full pads. After dead week, you can go full pad.
All I'm saying is check the calendar to verify what you can and can't say when you can say it. All right,
Very smart, Mike. Very smart.
that's all I'm gonna say.
I'm just saying, we ain't got no shoulder pads, so we shorts and they shorts and helmet.
Yeah,
Push it up.
it's not
That's
full
all.
contact. So, like I said, it's dead week. Is that first week of July, and then after that, you can go full pads and full contact. So, we still within the grounds, Mike. We still within the ground.
Okay. Hate to see your new coach get
I
fined.
know, right? Big ups. I should never said nothing when you think about it.
Exactly. Do you hear me talking about anything I see going on?
Mm-hmm.
The new guy.
Mm-hmm.
Please disregard what Wayne just said.
Yeah,
The young
I was drinking today. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Because I know I ain't talking about nothing I see going on.
Yep, I'm full of that brown, so don't pay
that ain't
attention to nothing
and
I'm
that ain't
saying.
like you. And that ain't like you.
Not at all.
But man, you gotta be careful sipping on that Hennessy. That's all I'm telling you.
Yeah, man. And I take that from the Hennessy man himself.
Well, I thought you were gonna say somebody else.
I ain't going there with you first.
All right, man. Let's end this show. Let's
I
end this
missed
show.
all of that.
End the show. Somebody say
Okay.
something, close us out.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. 'Cause ain't no telling. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for joining us for Friday Night Lights podcast. We hope you enjoyed what we talked about today. We thank you for your participation. Thank you to all our panel members. Thanks to EP. Um, and this week we did 5A. So just like Mike said, look for the 6A poll on Monday. And make sure that you share the podcast with your family and your friends so that they can join in, because we're getting closer and closer, and we want to garner more interest, and we want to talk to you. So come in. Anything else?
Nah, y'all know me. Peace up, A-Town down, shout.
All right.
If all
Thanks,
hearts and minds are
followers.
clear, let the church say amen.
All
Right.
right.
Have a
Good
good
night, y'all.
evening.
Good
Amen.
night.
Amen.
Tune in.
This is your Friday Night Light podcast, photo and entertainment, and Middle Georgia sales and services. Coke, don't worry about Pepsi.
I had to go see a man about a music.
Look at here, look at here.
A-Town down.
And you better not lose.
Tune in.
Not so fast, my friend.
You better say it with your chest.
Come on now, shout it.
And you better not lose. Hey, you better watch your mouth now.
I am a label.
Better shut your mouth.
Yes, I am. I don't mean to interrupt. Better say it with your chest. Let's get it.
And you better not lose.
Man.